and welcome back to another episode of the Glow Up Guide. So today, I wanted to talk about night routines because I feel like they're super important, yet most people, myself included, don't have one. So today, I wanted to talk to you guys about why a night routine is important, how you can build your own night routine, and some beneficial things you can add into your own night routine. Before moving on, let's do one thing we're grateful for and one thing we're happy about, plus our book of the week. Okay, so one thing I'm grateful for, probably drinking water, because I don't know, it's just kind of self explanatory to me. So I'm grateful for having access to clean drinking water. And then one thing I'm happy about is the fact that school ends in like 14 days. There's like 14 actual school days left. And I kind of just want to be done with school and like get into summer and all that good stuff. So yeah, I just want to get over it. I don't really want to be in school anymore. Like, now that the SOLs are done, it just kind of feels pointless and exhausting. So, yeah. And then our book of the week is Maybe Now by Colleen Hoover. So, this is actually kind of like a series or a trilogy. I don't really know. But the first book is Maybe Someday. The second book, it's a novella, and it's from a different people's perspective. Maybe not. And then the third book, which is the book of the week I'm recommending right now, is Maybe Now. So in Maybe Now, you gotta read Maybe Someday first. You don't really need to read Maybe Not though, like if you don't really feel like. But yeah. Novellas aren't really ever necessary in like a book series when you're reading it, like if you know what I mean. So Ridge and Sydney are finally able to be together without any guilt on either side. And then they're just like trying to navigate that. And then Warren and Bridget, their relationship is still going. And then Maggie, she's still struggling with her illness. And then Maggie, she's determined to live her life to the fullest. She decides to jump out of a plane and meets Jake, who's a cardiologist. And yeah, so she's getting ready for like their post jump date. It was really stupid. But she came across an old list of things that she wanted to do. Maybe one of these days. She created that list when she was a teenager. And she decided what better time to do that list than now. So Maggie still keeps Ridge updated on her adventures because Ridge and Warren are pretty much all Maggie has. So, I mean, she's going to be in their lives forever. And Sydney, she's trying to navigate that. And she's trying to figure that out because she doesn't necessarily like it. But she knows that Ridge will never let go of her. And she has to learn to be okay with that. But she needs to move past this. And so it's a big mess of a bunch of people's perspectives on this whole thing. But yeah. Anyway, it's a really good book, and I genuinely think you guys should go and read it. The whole series, maybe someday, maybe not, and maybe now. It's amazing. But you kind of can't go out of order. Like, I would not recommend that. You just need to go in order and read all the books and suffer through all the boring bits. Like, you know what I mean? And then let's see here. What else do I have? Oh yeah. So some podcast updates. My Instagram is still suspended. Not surprised by that. And then this is the first episode I published in about 2 weeks because I've had my SOLs and my mom was like, "You cannot." After the episode I published on what, like May 5th. Yeah, May 5th. She was just like, "You're not publishing any more podcast episodes because you need to focus on studying." And I'm like, "Fine." I mean, it only takes like an hour out of each day though. So, like, I don't really get what the problem was, but well. And also, I kind of didn't really have any scripts for it because I planned like this whole week, every single day. Well, not every single day, but like some of the days I have like a podcast script writing time scheduled. So I'm really trying to catch up on that because I have absolutely no scripts left that I can do besides one, and that's like the habits that can change your life thing, and I need to make a plan for the second episode that's going to come right after that. Me trying all those habits for a week, and that I'm not ready to do that right now, because I'm pretty sure that episode is going to be a big fat fail. But yeah, I'm just trying to like write more scripts, write as many scripts as I can to get that done. And like I just really need to catch up on the script writing stuff. So yeah, that's a really big thing. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for the podcast. So life updates. My SOLs, that's the main reason I've been having this like leave of absence, I guess. So my SOLs, I would say they went pretty good. It was a lot of stressful studying. They went great, in my opinion. My mom doesn't exactly think so. Because last year, for math, I got a five no. For math, I got a 481 last year. For English, I got a 528 last year. Now, and all these scores are out of 600. 500 and above is advanced, and 400 and above is passing, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, so this year I got a 546 for math, which is good, I guess, because I take grade level math. It should kind of be expected. And then, let's see. And then for English, I got a 485. Not exactly the best score. Like, I could have done better, but it was a really hard test, in my opinion, because on literally all of the questions, multiple answers could have been right. Like, I reread the passage at least 5 times. Multiple questions could have been right. So it was really annoying, but I did it. I passed. That's kind of all I care about at that point. And my mom's just giving me crap about how I could have done better. And I'm like, I know, I really don't care. I passed. Yay. So, yeah, that's with the SOLs. And then my soccer championships. So they got rained out last Saturday. They got rained out that day. So I had my championships last Monday instead. And we won. That was kind of expected. We won championships last season too. So we won championships for 2 times in a row, which is amazing in my opinion. And yeah, that was really fun. That was like our last actual game of the season. But yeah, I'm surprised we made it to championships because there were a lot of times where where the other team could have scored in like the deciding game because the ball was really slippery because it was like pouring rain. We weren't even supposed to have our game, but we ended up having it anyway. Don't really know why, but yeah. So that was that, and then yeah, we won championships. That was fun. It was great. And then what else is going on? Yeah, so for soccer, my coach, he got us into like the All-Star tournament, which is like the travel tournament for soccer. And he put together a team for that. It's like mostly people on my main team and then people from other teams too that were interested in participating. So we're playing in a travel tournament and I'm honestly kind of scared. But the tournament takes place the 2 days after school ends, 15th and 16th of June. And it's gonna be on a bunch of random fields very far away from where I live. So that's just gonna be great. I'm scared. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm scared, but like I'm also excited. I had my first practice for that on the 19th, and I have my next practice on the 29th because of the rain. My coach just couldn't figure out like a practice schedule, and also all the people were having like their rained out games from the week of like May 12th to 18th. People were like trying to figure out those makeup games because it was raining for half the week. So, yeah, there was that. And then for my friend's birthday, her actual birthday was yesterday, but her party was last weekend and she had a sleepover for that. That was really fun, but I regret staying up that late because I had the first practice for the All-Star tournament the day after that. I did really badly, but like, oh well. Um yeah, I'm just gonna try again. On Wednesday. Hope it goes better. But the sleepover was actually really fun. Yeah, we stayed up till like 4 a.m. So that was wonderful. And what else? Yeah. So for the summer, I actually signed myself up for a bunch of things. I don't know if I mentioned this on my last episode, but signed up to do a summer camp. Volunteering at my local library for like the second half of summer, once a week. And then apologies, random yawn. Anyway, and then there's these soccer clinics that I've yet to ask my dad to sign me up for because yeah. But those are also gonna be like once a week in the mornings. And then what else is happening? So far I think that's it. Oh yeah, and then there's this leadership retreat thing. So the leadership retreat, that was an accept or decline thing. I applied because like why the heck not? And I got accepted, and that's taking place 3 days in July. I'm really excited for that. I think it's gonna be like really fun. It's also like combined with community service things. Plus, there's like a field trip to go see something like some counseling thing. I don't know, not like counseling, but like this thing. I don't really know. It's like counsel. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, it's this thing with like leadership and yeah, and it's also at like a historic site, so that's also fun. I'm just really excited to do that all that this summer. So yay, I got accepted. So yeah. I'm still kind of scared though, cause apparently there's a lot of, like, talking to new people, so yeah, I mean, I'm good with talking to new people, I'm just, like, nervous about that too, though, so that's gonna be wonderful. What else? So, yeah, couple more things. So, my concert was last Tuesday, and I did not mention this, but I actually got a solo. I auditioned for solos for that concert, and I got a solo. This concert is for chorus, by the way, so just, like, singing, and I got a solo. I was so dang excited, but in my stupid solo, the microphone okay, at our rehearsal, which was the Wednesday before, I did fine because there was no dang microphone there to mess up my stupid solo. But the thing is, at the actual concert, there was a microphone, and the microphone just made everything sound so bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure the people in the first row of those risers behind me are the only people that heard, like, my voice without the microphone messing it up. And my one friend, she said it was good, but, like, the rest of the audience in front of me heard it with the microphone. And, like, as soon as I heard, like, the first millisecond of it, I flinched and I was just like, move backwards, but that did not help at all. So, yeah, my solo was literally 5 seconds. I'm not even kidding. But, like, still, the microphone made it sound so bad, and now I'm really mad at the microphone because I did so good during my rehearsal. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? And then that stupid microphone decides to mess it up at the stupid concert. But my teacher was like, "You guys did really good," and I'm like, "I hate it. No, that stupid microphone is getting to me." So that was wonderful. And then yesterday, I am really tired today because yesterday there was this, like, summer celebration, like, festival, summer kickoff festival thingy yesterday, and it was really nearby. It was from I went there and it was like 4:30 till, like, I stayed till like 9:30 ish. Yeah, I stayed there till like 9:30 ish. So a really long time, but it was actually so much fun. So me and some of my friends, we went there and that was fun. And what else? Yeah, so there was like food trucks, there was like ice cream, there were these like ride things. There was this bouncy castle slash rock climbing thing. We didn't do that. Um, but yeah, there was also like this plaza nearby. So yeah, we snuck off for like an hour. So in the middle of the festival, me and my friends, we just decided that we wanted actual food. So we went to McDonald's because there was a McDonald's like a 2 minutes walk away. So my friend was like, we should go to McDonald's. And we went to McDonald's and we got some fries and we got some food. I got a Coke sushi. It was good. I loved it. But yeah, that was wonderful. We just, like, snuck off, literally. Like, my dad and brother, they were just, like, somewhere in the festival, I don't really know or care enough, but we just went to McDonald's and got food, so that was great. Um, yeah, that was really fun, and there were fireworks too at the end and, like, in the night, they started at, like, 9 o'clock, and there was fireworks with the accompaniment of lightning, and I'm surprised they still did the fireworks, but, like, I guess the lightning didn't really affect it that much, and then 5 minutes after the fireworks ended, like, when everyone was getting their things, getting ready to leave, there was this line, like, right by the fireworks where my mom set up our stuff to see the fireworks. There was a cotton candy stall. So my brother wanted cotton candy, so my dad apparently went to get cotton candy, and he was waiting in that line for about 45 minutes to an hour. And just because my brother asked, and he's just like, whatever, I'll get the cotton candy. So he went. He was just standing in that line, and he watched the fireworks from that stupid line. And then 5 minutes after the fireworks ended, he actually got the dang cotton candy. And then we were just eating it there for a couple minutes, and my mom was double checking. We had all our things, and then it starts downpouring rain. I managed to finish my cotton candy before it got soaked through with rain and managed to like slip all off into cotton candy muck on the floor. I finished mine. I don't know about my brother, but yeah. So that was wonderful. And then it starts just freaking downpouring outside, and it starts raining so hard. So we like run back to our car, and we're soaked wet by the time we get back to our car, like 10 minutes later, because my dad kind of forgot where he parked the car, and my mom and brother walked really, really slow. So that was wonderful. And yeah, it was just great, but it was actually so much fun. What I'm probably grateful for this week is actually the fact that the rain, sorry, I'm so tired. That the rain didn't affect like the fireworks because if it had started raining even 5 minutes earlier, the grand finale for the fireworks would have been like a big fat no no. And it was beautiful. So I'm really glad the fireworks did not get rained out for like the last 5 minutes because the last 5 minutes of a fireworks show are always like the best ones. So yeah, that was like my life for the past 2-ish weeks, more like 3, right? Yeah, like I'm checking like my calendar thingy right now. Oh my god, not April. Yeah, pretty much the past 3 weeks. So that's wonderful. Ignore the dryer sounds in the background. I mean, I have noise reduction turned on, so like the dryer sound shouldn't be showing up. But well, anyway, So I think I already did like what we're grateful for and happy about, and then our book of the week. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that. Okay, anyway. So moving along, first things first, why is a night routine important? Well, for starters, it helps you prepare for the next day. For like if you already have very limited time in the morning for whatever reason, having a night routine can help you prepare for the next day, which saves you time and pain in the morning. For example, it takes me a long time to plan an outfit, like 20-ish minutes, because I always debate things. And if you're in the same boat, you can save a shit ton of time in the mornings by planning your outfits the night before. That way, you look good and save time, and you just don't randomly waste time scrolling through TikTok the night before. So it's a win-win situation. Another way night routines help you prepare for the next day is by planning your upcoming day. When you plan out your day correctly, you know what needs to be done when, which gives you like a sense of knowing. I don't know what to call it. Like you just know what to do when, and you don't necessarily like, waste time. And it just saves you time and pain because you know what you need to do and what you need to get done. Like what are the day's goals? And you're not all like, oh shit, what do I do now because I have nothing to do, even though you have a bajillion tasks that you planned out for that day, or that you're just procrastinating. So when you know what you need to do and when, you're not going to waste time scrolling through social media or whatever because you know you don't have time to do that. You have a task planned that needs to get done. And as an added plus, when you aren't, I just ripped my paper. Just ignore that. When you aren't wasting time, that increases your productivity, which reduces stress, which in turn increases happiness, which ultimately leads to like a better life. So technically, having a night routine could lead to a better life in general. Anywho, but yeah, it just helps you prepare for the next day better, and that's like one of the main reasons it's a good idea to do that. Number two, reduces stress. Night routines help relieve stress in multiple ways. First, connecting with our previous point, when you know you're prepared and ready for the next day, you can sleep peacefully and worry free, which reduces stress. Also, just the knowledge of the fact that you are prepared for the next day, like it just lowers your stress levels. I know that if I have all my tasks planned out for the next day, like I am so much more calm in the mornings than if I don't do any of that. Like preparation things and stuff like that. It just gives you like peace of mind knowing that you don't have much to worry about the next day. And when you have this peace of mind, you feel calm and you can sleep easier and so much better, which also reduces stress levels and increases your focus. So that's just one more reason as to why you need a night routine. Number three, better sleep. Night routines can actually help improve your sleep in a few ways. First, there's a neurological connection that I talked about, how linking exercise and another action can help make it easier to work out. In my working out episode, 19th episode, go listen to that. I think it was a pretty good episode, honestly. Anyway, so yeah, when you associate one action with another action, the first harder action becomes easier. For me, the song Antihero by Taylor Swift comes on a lot during my one of my dance workouts that I do often. So whenever I randomly hear the song playing on my Google Home or random playlist or whatever, I think of working out and I go to a workout. In the same way, once you've done your night routine for a while, about 66 days, your brain will associate your night routine activities with going to bed and like sleep time, which makes it easier to fall asleep because your brain is like, oh, we're brushing our teeth. Looks like it's about to be time for bed. And then your brain will start preparing itself for sleepy time. Second, having a good night routine can help you relax and wind down, which makes it easier to fall asleep. For example, if your night routine includes soothing activities such as taking a hot bath, reading, or journaling and meditation, then you can easily de stress and get into a relaxed state, which helps you fall asleep faster and better. Stress can also be a factor in not being able to fall asleep. If you've had a really stressful day and get home feeling all depressed and annoyed, you ain't gonna fall asleep. So having a relaxing night routine can really help in that case. Number four, me time. If you can never catch like a second alone in the day, or just had like a hectic, oh my god, what am I saying? Hectic, loud family or roommates, then a night routine can be just the way to get some me time in. I mean, if you're in the hectic family or roommate situation, then the only way you can get true me time is by like getting yourself out of the damn house, or like somehow catching the house all to yourself. But sometimes a night routine can help. You can get away from the hustle bustle of your chaotic daily life and have some time alone. Where was I? I know that my family is loud and obnoxious, and everyone's always in my face and all that good stuff. It's annoying. So that's honestly another reason I would wake up early and like not wake anyone else up or try my best not to do that until people actually have to get up. because I wanted to be alone. So I love those mornings that I had back then. So for true me time in a chaotic family like mine, I suggest waking up earlier instead. Go listen to my stupid yawns. Anyway, my 14th or 15th episode on that. I have an episode on like morning routines and that like waking up early and stuff like that. But yeah, so I suggest waking up earlier instead. But having a night routine can still work to get your me time, like just a bit of inner peace instead of exterior peace, giving you inner peace, you know? Like finding I heard this quote, there's always a secret order in any disorder. Kinda like that. Um, so that was all I had to say on why having a night routine can be beneficial to you. I hope that helps. Now, let's talk about some tips to build your own night routine and make it work. Number one, decide on a bedtime that you can stick with. Not like how I have different bedtime every week, which literally can't be healthy, but like, oh well, my life is the way it is. I usually go to bed around 10 on weekdays and around 11 on weekends. Your brain naturally begins to prepare itself a few hours before going to bed as part of its natural sleep wake cycle, which is why it's so important to keep a consistent bedtime. That's why bedtime routines can help you sleep better as well. The thing is, you also have to stick to the consistent bedtime on the weekends too. I mean, it's still okay if you go to bed at like 2 a.m. or something like that, as long as it's only once in a while. Happens to me about once every few months, few to 6 months. Also, set a time and place to start your bedtime routine. If you need to, set a reminder alarm. Number two, keep your routine the same every night. Repetition creates habit, and habit is based on repetition. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, although variety is the spice of life, there are times where the opposite is necessary. Scientists and doctors recommend ritualizing your night routine as it creates a neurological link that this certain set of activities will eventually bring you to sleep. Whatever your routine may be, that repetition is important. This is how we pretty much program ourselves to fall asleep at the end of our bedtime routine. That repetition can turn a thoughtless habit into an impactful and highly useful routine. Number three, don't beat yourself up. When you actually have like the needed motivation to work towards a goal and actually like go do something that you normally wouldn't, the quickest way to kill that motivation and screw up is by beating yourself up. You miss one day, just one, and then proceed to beat yourself up over it, over and over again, and very quickly lose any and all motivation you had to achieve your goal. It's like that motivation never existed. And then everything pretty much just falls apart. So if you happen to miss a day or two, don't beat yourself up. Instead, gently acknowledge it and keep telling yourself that it's fine. Then just go on with your usual schedule as if it never happened. Alrighty, so that was all I had to say on how to build a good night routine. If you want to learn more about how exactly to make a night routine stick, go listen to my morning routines episode. Because there's a section in there about like how to make routines stick, and that just doesn't apply. That doesn't apply to just morning routines. That can actually apply to any routine. So go listen to that. Hope that helps. Now, let's talk about some useful tips to master your night routine. Number one, stop using all technology 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime. Technology emits strong blue light, which overstimulates your brain and makes it think that it's daytime. Additionally, melatonin is a sleep hormone, and blue light suppresses that melatonin production in your brain, as your brain thinks you need to stay awake, which doesn't exactly help us. So put away all electronics before starting your night routine. That can help you fall asleep way faster and better. Try a blue light filtering screen protector as well on your more frequently used devices, because that can make them less disruptive if need arises and you actually have to use your devices in the middle of your bedtime routine or within that 30 minutes to an hour before bed. Also, set your phone to do not disturb so the notifications don't tempt you. Number two, avoid big, heavy meals before bed. Scientists and doctors advise that you should have your dinner 2 to 3 hours before going to bed, as a full stomach can make it harder to fall asleep. Instead, if you get hungry, try a bit of fruit or yogurt, just something lightweight, maybe a granola bar. Cherries are actually a good snack, as they're scientifically proven to increase melatonin production and induce sleepiness. Same goes for herbal teas. But don't ever go to bed hungry either, because you're just gonna wake up with like really bad stomach pains in the morning, and also I don't even know if you're gonna fall asleep to actually wake up, but like, just don't go to sleep hungry. It's just a big fat no. Number three, avoid caffeine about 8 to 10 hours before bed. Yes, even that long before bed, caffeine can still affect your sleep. Apparently, caffeine might not even be fully out of your bloodstream until 12 hours later. So if you go to bed at 10 p.m., try to avoid caffeine at any time after 12 to 2 p.m. Or if you're extremely sensitive to caffeine, try to avoid it. Either A, like try quitting caffeine at that point because like what's the point? And B, sorry about that. Try to avoid it about 12-ish hours before going to bed. Yeah, and also just a random tip. I don't think I mentioned this in my morning routine, in like my morning routines episode or like that stuff. But um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, don't drink caffeine within 2 hours of waking up because your body and brain have this natural like process to transition yourself from state of sleepiness to wakefulness, and that natural process cannot be disturbed. Like if you disturb it, it will throw your entire circadian rhythm off whack. Trust me. So caffeine is one of those many things that disrupts that process, and then you feel awake a lot faster because of the caffeine. But then it that like natural energy I guess you get from just being a human fades really fast, and you'll get tired really fast in the evening too, and you'll just feel groggy and blah. So yeah, you don't want to drink any caffeine within 2 hours of waking up, and you want to try to avoid caffeine about 8 to 10 hours before bed. Number 4, avoid strenuous activity in the evening hours. Strenuous physical activity in the evening hours can significantly impact sleep because when you exercise, your core body temperature and heart rate, what am I saying, increase, making it harder to fall asleep. And that can also actually reduce the amount of sleep you get and the quality of sleep you get. But doing light or moderate intensity workouts in the evening hours is perfectly fine, if not helpful. But even with light exercise, it's best to not do any sort of physical activity an hour to 90 minutes before bed. Number 5, put on calming music. Putting some calming piano tunes or water sounds in the evening hours releases certain hormones that make you feel calm, prepare you for sleep, and improve your mood. So feeling emotionally calm and at peace, um, what am I saying? Feeling emotionally at peace can help your brain and body feel calmer as well. Even though calming music can help you fall asleep faster and have better sleep quality, you want to make sure you stick with calming tunes. If you play an energizing music playlist, for example, your brain is going to want to wake up, and that's the opposite of what we want. For the best results, try soothing piano tunes or chirping crickets, slow songs without lyrics. Number 6, dim the lights. The circadian rhythms that guide our sleep patterns are largely based on light exposure. That's why when you're tired and are suddenly exposed to so much light, you feel highly alert. Dimming the lights a few hours before bedtime can instill a feel of calm, which helps you fall asleep easier. Number 7, meditation. Meditating regularly can actually change your life. Regular meditation can help you feel calmer and more at ease. There are even meditations designed specifically to help you fall asleep. I'll link one of my faves in the podcast description. So focusing your thoughts on your breath and body gives you a chance to calm down and relax, slow down, take it easy. All those slow, deep breaths you're taking, those cue your body to slow down and stop thinking. Meditation can also reduce behaviors that might keep you tossing and turning, such as worrisome thoughts. It really works. So those were all the tips I had on useful additions to your night routine. I hope this helped. Now, to end our episode today, I have a quote for you guys from Monica Packard. It goes, "Mornings start the night before." Bye, guys. Rate, review, follow, and share this podcast. Drink some water, and I love you all.